Little bits of news. Think about this as just kind of recap from all the things that happened toward the end of the week. Obviously, it was a big end of the week with the news of Brian Michael Bendis ending his Superman run, and then the DC fandom stuff and the solicitations. There's a lot of DC out there. So I'm going to touch on kind of the aftermath of some of these things. We got a little bit more news about stuff. So let's get to it. Hey everybody, this is Perch. The news of Bendis leaving Superman is there's kind of an indication. I mean, the amount of attention, the amount of of I'll say celebration, just people who are really keyed into that news, should be a bit of a wake up sign, I think, for DC of what happens when you get a writer that you really are behind. And DC's had a bunch of this. I mean, you had Tom King's run on Batman, and you had kind of euphoria when that ended, and then you have the same kind of reaction for Bendis on Superman. And I think there's a lesson there, because in many cases, the publishers are paying these guys top dollar. I mean, these are the highest paid people in DC in terms of writing, and you shouldn't have this level of kind of polarized fan reaction without necessarily the sales to back that up. It's just one of those. It shouldn't be. And so I think that there, somebody at some point, you have to have a reckoning kind of within DC and frankly with Marvel as well, where you get these, your highest paid people, and you get such angst within your audience. Because the reality is, if you think about these guys going off to do things, or if you think about you're DC and you want to have your comics in Walmart, you want to get new audiences who do not know. Names like Bendis and King, they don't matter to new audiences. Those names don't mean anything. They're not household names. So they could become that, but in many cases, if you're just trying to be economical and think about your spend, the property and kind of how it appeals to people is going to matter a lot more than the name. And I think for a while, comics has been moving off of this approach of the name. The name, you saw it with the Bendis is coming ads. The world is different now. But a few pieces of news. I think as this has all shaken out, as we're talking about 2021, a lot of speculation about what Mark Waid is doing, and oversized speculation. It's an indication that here's another guy who's got a name that is polarizing to some extent within comics, has become that way online. Outside of online, most people just still kind of remember Mark Waid as, either the Kingdom Come guy or just, run on Flash. He doesn't have the same. I mean, it's interesting because if you're on Twitter, then everybody's like, oh, Mark Waid, it's like a triggering name. But if you go into a comic shop, he doesn't have that same kind of reputation. It's just, he's a comic writer. And so there's talk, now he's popping up for a short story. What's he going to do at DC? I think a lot of people are kind of gleefully throwing Superman out because A, Bendis is leaving, and two, that he is, he's always wanted to do Superman. But what at least I've heard, and then it's weird, I saw an article this morning from a news site saying the same thing, so either we're all talking to the same people or who knows, is that Mark Waid may very well be going to Green Lantern, and he's going to be the person who's relaunching Green Lantern here in 2021 after Morrison is done. So that it feels, I based on the people who are saying this, that feels at least semi-reliable that is going to happen. I'm also hearing that Tomasi is definitely being eyed to expand his role. I think people at DC seem happy with kind of the output and the regularity of a James Tynion and a Tomasi and how all that goes. So, take that again for what it's worth. Bendis did talk a little bit about the end of his run over the weekend, just basically saying, that he's excited and he is a DC exclusive creator, at least for now. And he's, Bendis did mention he's got something super, super exciting. It's huge. He needs to, quote unquote, clear the deck, were his comments, so he has room for them to get it going. And again, I still, like my comments were earlier, I still see a future for Bendis is going to feel a lot more like doing the Black Label type books, the non ongoing monthly title books. I think both from a pay perspective and from a just his output and his kind of his reliable sales figures, I think DC probably has a better shot with Bendis if they're doing, things along the lines of kind of what Scott Snyder did with Last Night on Earth. That said, again, I heard from some other people, same people saying that Mark Waid was heading over to Green Lantern, that Bendis was going to be the Justice League guy, and that's what we are seeing. So somewhere in between those two, you decide. The other factor here is we do have a bit of news, again, it kind of slipped through the cracks. The Tom King series, Rorschach, it is, going to, there's at least rumors that there's a detective kind of chasing to try and hunt him down. And then there was some hints that was Bruce Wayne. I guess we'll know shortly what the truth of that all is. But the other bit of confirmation is that this isn't just a Rorschach title. Some people are speculating it was just that character and almost kind of loosely based in Watchmen continuity. But it sounds like, the entire team, either through flashbacks or through some kind of current moments, the entire Watchmen cast will be in this book. You will see everybody from Dr. Manhattan all of them will be there. So, including the comedian who's dead. But anyway, so that is all coming in. This is definitely a Watchmen book, but the continuity itself seems loose. So anyway, this is the last thing I'll mention. Came out on Bleeding Cool and a couple other places. This is pure just kind of fan bait. Is that the Joker, as I've been discussing and as you've heard, the Joker is not just kind of going away at the end of this Joker War storyline, that we're going to get a more kind of integrated Joker over the next several months, which makes sense. That he will be at least some point wearing a silver and black bat suit. It seems temporary. I suspect he gets his hands on it, runs amok, and then, he's not anymore. But I don't think this is a new status quo for Joker like some are pointing out. I just think he's, kind of, running around in, a bat suit causing chaos at some point, and Batman has to take him down. So at any rate, we will get, some of that. So if you're following the Joker War storyline, hey, it's all fun and games there. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of catch up with that. I've got some Marvel news I'm collecting up, and I'll get to that here a little bit later this week as well, as we try and kind of put everything together. As I said, I think a lot more is going to kind of shape up toward the as we get toward the end of the year. You're going to see more and more kind of news coming, and it's an exciting time, or it's an exciting time to read some indies. Your choice. Anyway, any of this stuff excites you, leave a comment below, like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, follow me on social media, but most importantly, thanks for listening.